iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. President Salva Kiir has issued a series of Republican decrees reshuffling senior officials in the petroleum and communication regulatory institutions. The South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed the death of all 3 crew members following the crash of a cargo plane carrying humanitarian supplies in Lair County, United States yesterday morning. And civil society leader Edmond Yakani has called for a renewed high-level dialogue among South Sudan's top political actors, saying it is essential to resolving the current stalemate in the implementation of the 2018 peace accord. This is stories and more coming to in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. President Salva Kiir has issued a series of Republican decrees reshuffling senior officials in the petroleum and communication regulatory institutions. The announcements were broadcast last evening on the state-run South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation. According to the decrees, President relieved Deng Lual Wall, the Undersecretary in the Ministry of Petroleum. He also removed Ayuel Ngor, the Managing Director of Nile Petroleum Corporation, along with Gieth Kon Matiang, the Managing Director of the National Communication Authority. In the same announcement, President Kiir appointed new officials to fill the vacant positions. Dr. Cholton has been named the new Undersecretary in the Ministry of Petroleum. Rizik Dominic Samuel has been appointed Managing Director of the National Communication Authority, while Emmanuel Athieh Ayual has been appointed Managing Director of Nile Petroleum Corporation. The South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed the deaths of all 3 crew members following the crash of a cargo plane carrying humanitarian supplies in Lair County, United States yesterday. David Loputu, the spokesperson of the Civil Aviation Authority, issued a statement on Tuesday confirming the incident. The aircraft, which was transporting food assistance, went down on Tuesday morning as it approached Lair airstrip. The Aviation Authority said in a statement, and I quote, "According to the report they received from the local authorities in the state, all 3 crew members on board lost their lives," end quote. The authority announced that it has immediately dispatched an investigation team to the crash site to work alongside local authorities and humanitarian partners to determine the cause of the accident. It extended what it describes as its deepest condolences to the families, colleagues, and organizations affected by this tragic incident. The authority pledged to share verified details as the investigation progresses. Civil society leader Edmond Yakani has called for a renewed high-level dialogue among South Sudan's top political actors, saying it is essential to resolving the current stalemate in the implementation of the 2018 peace accord. Yakani made the remarks yesterday during a consultative dialogue that brought together agreement signatories, women mediators, church representatives, and civil society groups. He said that enabling open engagement involving the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, and President Salva Kiir would help restore confidence in the peace process and guide efforts toward a sustainable political solution. Yakani further said the need for a comprehensive political forum that includes all major stakeholders. According to Yakani, such a platform would help set a clear direction for the country during this critical phase. Participants also discussed a unique appeal encouraging women leaders to engage the spouses of key decision makers with the aim of broadening communication channels and contributing additional perspectives to the ongoing talks. Throughout the consultations, the speakers expressed a strong preference against any extension of the transitional period, citing widespread public desire for timely progress and a conclusion to the current phase of governance. Representing SPLM-IO, Yolanda Aweldeng reaffirmed her group's commitment to what she described as a South-to-South Sudanese dialogue aimed at strengthening reconciliation and restoring peace across the country. Aweld said SPLM-IO views the status of its detained leaders, including the suspended first vice president, as an important consideration in creating a conducive environment for renewed political engagement. She said that addressing this issue would help prepare the ground for high-level dialogue to be led by the president together with all peace agreement partners. According to Aweld, such discussions would focus on the detailed steps required to transition South Sudan out of the current interim period and toward national elections. This is iRadio Morning News. And now to the international scene. Tanzania has cancelled next month's Independence Day celebrations, with the funds to be instead spent on rebuilding infrastructure damage in recent election unrest. The country's Prime Minister Mwigulu Nchemba has said. His announcement comes as the opposition and others have been calling for people to gather on Independence Day, 9th of December, to demonstrate about killings that took place following last month's disputed poll. The opposition believes hundreds of people died in the crackdown. The government has yet to give a death toll and has set up a commission of inquiry. President Samia Suluhu Hassan won the poll with 98% of the vote, described by the opposition as a mockery of democracy. Ukraine has said a common understanding has been reached with the U.S. on a peace deal aimed at ending the war with Russia. The proposal is based on a 28-point plan presented to Kiev by the U.S. last week, which American and Ukrainian officials worked on during weekend talks in Geneva. In a post on social media, U.S. President Donald Trump said the original plan has been fine-tuned with additional input from both sides. He added that he directed his special envoy Steve Witkoff to meet with President Putin in Moscow, and at the same time, Secretary of the Army Dan Driscoll will be meeting with Ukrainians. President Zelensky's chief of staff said he expects Driscoll to visit Kiev this week. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. President Salva Kiir has issued a series of Republican decrees reshuffling senior officials in the petroleum and communication regulatory institutions. The South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed the death of all 3 crew members following the crash of a cargo plane carrying humanitarian supplies in Lair County, Unity State yesterday morning. And civil society leader Edmund Yakani has called for a renewed high-level dialogue among South Sudan's top political actors, saying it is essential to resolving the current stalemate in the implementation of the 2018 peace accord. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.